What up, guys? Today I'm gonna be doing What If Naruto was from the Lin Wu clan, aka the Dark Clan. Okay, guys, let's begin. So, we see Kushina's father, Ryu, standing next to her as she gives birth to a baby Naruto, and Minato also being there. The only difference from Naruto's appearance is that the Dark Clan's red hair is stronger, so therefore it kind of overlaps with the yellow hair, as you can see in the thumbnail. So Naruto is born into the Lin Wu clan. So Naruto is named Naruto Lin Wu. No, I mean Naruto Wu. That's like the abbreviation. Sorry. So Naruto then, not Naruto then. So about 5 years later, you see a young Naruto with Minato and Kushina dressed up for a mission. They tell Naruto that they're going off. The Lin clan is actually an assassination clan, and Minato and Kushina getting married is the result of a pact between the Leaf Village and the sorry for the I don't know what I did. Is a pact between the Leaf Village and the you know no and the Lin Wu clan. So yeah. So they go to assassination a corrupt governor. They go to the spot and then they see the path of pains and Itachi and a few other low-ranking Akatsuki. So Minato then realized this was a setup. There was no governor. Akatsuki, Minato tells Kushina to get ready as he draws several kunai at the path of pain. The main path of pain steps out to let the lesser path of pain, I'm gonna say, handle this. And also, Itachi is also more of a looker too. He's not gonna fight. He's just examining. If they need Itachi, he'll get in. So Minato drove several kunai. Wait, sorry. Minato drove several kunai at these paths of pain. Two of the paths of pain dodge, and the others get hit in the shoulder, and the other one gets hit in the leg. They pull out the kunai like it's nothing, and they rush at Minato. Minato then teleports behind them and places seal on them. And then he says the word Rasengan Blitz as he teleports behind one of the paths of pain and Rasengans his back. And then as the path of pain goes in the air, he Rasengans him, making him fly down. Meanwhile, Kushina, handling the other paths of pain, does a dark jutsu as she steps into the dark dimension and she goes behind the paths of pain, blitzing them, making them incapacitated for a brief period of time. This being one of the effects of the dark dimension. So Minato then after berating this path of pain, goes on to the next. Meanwhile, Kushina gets gobbled up by, of course, the paths of pain summon. Kushina, of course, is struggling and trying to get out, but in the meantime, all of the path of pain gang up on Minato. Minato dodges several attacks, and then that's when it happens. The path of pain goes almighty pull as Minato gets pulled with great speeds and gets impaled by a chakra rod. At this moment, when Kushina escapes from this summon by killing it, of course. and sees none other than Minato. She shrieks and she cries, but then the passive fan then run, and then the Katsuki member says whatever. She says do whatever you want. Minato was the mission, and Kushina sees these Akatsuki members. By this, sees the low-ranking Akatsuki members just there for backup. I don't know. No, none particular reason. They're just there to be there. So then, you see how the big bag boss always has lackeys around them. So basically, that's how it is. So Kushina then drove several kunai, killing these low-ranking Akatsukis. At this time, the paths of pain are long gone, including Itachi. Kushina runs to the village, being not as fast as she could go because she being in a weakened state due to being in a pool of acid for a little while. If you guys know the summon. So when she gets there, she tells Naruto, and Naruto then says, Naruto, she tells her grandpa what happened, and then confronts Naruto. He tells Naruto what happened, and he bursts in tears. He cries and he cries. Kushina then gives him a necklace with a crystal in it. She says this is Minato's family heirloom. He would like you to have it. It was on him when he died. Of course, Kushina looting his body when he killed the Akatsuki. He gives it to Naruto, and Naruto stops crying, and she says, "Who did it?" And Kushina then says, "The leader of the Akatsuki." And Naruto then says, "I am going to kill him," in a very deep voice, and then goes to his grandpa to train him, to teach him his ways of the Dark Clan assassin abilities. So I'll be nothing. So he goes to his grandpa to train him. So we skip 8 years. Naruto is about 12 years old at this time, and looks how he does in the picture. And he also has a different fashion sense, as you see, with a blue shirt and his orange and white jacket. So out of this 12 years time skip, he learns a variety of abilities. He learns how to go into the dark dimension, which in this dimension time moves slower and nobody can hit you for a period of time. And also he has several several jutsu with this ability, with this dark release. Of course, this is a different form of dark release. This is a different. It's like a sub ability. Like you see, the lava release has it's the acidic. So it's a sub like release. So it's like how the dark dimension is basically the dimension where the chakra goes through. And you see how dark release, when you absorb chakra, it goes somewhere. That's the place it goes through. So if Naruto wanted to, but he doesn't have the knowledge, he could actually use dark release. So let's just get into the abilities. So first of all is the dark dimension. I already said how when he goes into a time moves slower and he cannot be hit. And first he has the limbo steps. So the first is the limbos. So first is limbo 1. So first is dark limbo. So basically he can go into a limbo state where he's like Obito and he can face through all attacks. where one part of his body is in the other dimension. And the second dark limbo is dark step, which is basically when he goes into the dark dimension and appears somewhere else as if he's teleporting since time moves much slower in the dark dimension. So yeah, and also he has dark annihilation, which is a blitz ability, but I'm gonna get into that later. Yeah, okay, and then dark sword, which is used in conjunction to dark annihilation. So the dark, dark. So basically, once every month, a dark release user can make a dark sword, which basically anything it touches basically kills and amps the user's speeds by 10 to 20 folds, and this can only be used for an hour. It's basically like berserk mode, and once this hour of is used, the user passes out for for a few hours. So this is basically like a berserker mode. Um, when users use this, they have obviously an intent to kill because anything the dark sword touches, it kills. Like it basically, if you touch the dark sword, you die unless you're a user or a dark release user or another dark release user. So let's come into current events. Naruto looks at his heirloom, his crystal, and thinks, "Father, I'm going to avenge you." As he sheds a small tear, he then walks. This is how Naruto looks like this. He obviously looks better because he's done more training. And Dark Release, he just because Kushina's from the Dark Line, she has obviously better. She's better looking basically. So he walks up into his grandfather's um his his house basically, and he sees his grandfather sleeping next to a a machine. His grandfather being in a very bad state due to his age. He's actually really old. He's about I'll say 70, 80. Not actually 80 at this point. 80, 87. He's about to go on 90. He's pretty old. So Naruto gives his grandfather a kiss on the head and says, "Today is the day. Today I take my revenge." So Naruto goes on his mission. He goes. He then finally, after several years of searching, he finds the Akatsuki base. And he raids it, killing several people in his wake. Then he comes across, of course, Itachi. Itachi says, "You're very strong for how young you are. You're from the, is it Lin Bu clan?" Naruto says, "Yes. No wonder. You're like the Uchiha, right?" And Naruto says, "Nothing like the Uchiha." And there's dark step as he appears behind Itachi. So he unsheathes his sword and begins to fight. Naruto then dark steps behind, in front of Itachi, prepared to strike him. Itachi guards, but then Naruto appears right behind him again. Itachi was expecting this from the first time, and then he puts his sword into Naruto's stomach. Naruto was, of course, in the dark dimension, and he doesn't feel a thing. He says that's what you call dark limbo. Naruto then appears in front of Itachi and is about to finish the deed when he goes into Genjutsu. Naruto then finally comes out of Genjutsu, and then he says, "You're really strong, aren't you?" And Itachi replies, "Yes." As he switches his Mangekyo Sharingan back to his Tomoe, and Itachi says, "I'm quite impressed. He broke out of my Genjutsu. Not a lot of people can do that." Naruto says, "I'm not a lot of people." As he begins to attack again, Naruto then does another dark step, and it goes above him and is about to strike down. But then Itachi throws kunai at Naruto. Naruto dodges the kunai with ease, and then he appears right next to Itachi again. And Naruto says, "Enough games." As he appears on the other side of the room, and the blade inside Itachi's heart, he then proceeds. But then Itachi does, I don't remember the ability. No, he rewinds his ability. He realigns his body, sacrificing an eye, and he leaves the Akatsuki base. So Naruto finally approaches the heart, and then that's when he sees Obito. He says, "Where's your leader?" Obito says, "I'll never tell you." Naruto says, "Where's your leader?" He says, as he draws a kunai at Obito. Obito calmly. Obito replies to this by drawing a kunai. Naruto also goes into dark limbo. The kunai going right through him. Obito says, "What is that ability?" Naruto replies, "What is yours?" He says. Then Naruto appears right behind Obito with a blade, but Obito goes in Kamui, and then they both go into a cycle of Kamui, Dark Limbo, and they come to a stalemate. Obito says, "I like you. I think I like you. So I'll let you live," as he Kamui's to the ground. Naruto says, "Damn it!" So that's where I'm gonna leave it off, guys. I know this what if was kind of scuffed. So many pauses and breaks, but I'm just sorry. So see ya.